Welcome everybody to the Urban Imprint pilot public presentation. Remember everyone that, as my colleague has said, this is a public presentation and it is being recorded for the dissemination through social media. We use the thing that we recorded for YouTube and maybe other social media like Instagram and Twitter. Remember everyone that you only have 10 minutes each for your introduction or presentation. We will leave a small space at the end of the meeting for everyone to have that has any suggestion, any question that could be asked. Um, we start with the University of Aveiro. So if you want, Jose Carlos Mota, you can start.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for the invitation and for the hosting this event. So we will highlight what are the main characteristics and goals of our pilot. We are working on a civic lab to promote civic proximity in Ilhavo, which is really close to Aveiro, for the city where we are. As we highlighted in the last session, Civic Lab is an instrument to co-create projects, initiatives from citizens to answer problems and issues they identify in their lives and focus on different themes. These are, as Antonio Lafuente, which is a Spanish researcher, he developed a concept that calls these kind of civic labs as an informal space to listen these kind of needs and desires. It's also a place where we can meet to share different knowledges, not only the scientific, but also the common knowledge, the technical knowledge. And it's also a place to experimentation, to experiment new ways of producing public policies, and at the same time, an incubator of communities. So we want, with this Civic Lab, to prototype solutions to face severe problems, urban problems, and to experiment with some kind of, some degree of risk. And also we want to improve local governments. As we will highlight and we will express during the presentation, the Civic Labs has different steps. They have steps aligned with this diagnostic. Sorry, let me just close here. It will be making this noise. So they have different steps. We begin by a diagnosis of the reality of the theme and the territory. We launch a call for projects. We prototype the projects selected, and then we talk about the continuity of the actions. As we are doing here and developing here, urban agendas are a crucial issue. Valencia, what happened in Valencia last week, it was a terrible event, but it shows us the importance of talking about how we can make this climate transition and also the digital transition, and to make this involving citizens, involving communities, and bringing knowledge to action. So the Civic Lab that we are developing here in Ilhavo is an experiment involving the University of Aveiro and the municipality of Ilhavo. We hope that also the other municipalities in the surround, they will learn from this to test how we can produce this transition. The concept of proximity city, I will not develop this, but it's a concept that we are looking in the literature and also in a lot of cases all around the world. They talk about the ecological dimension of the city, so we should reduce the motorized travel and CO2 emissions. It also has also a spatial dimension, focus on public space for leisure and social gathering, and also stimulate local new businesses of short circuits and also neighborhood activities. So we want to involve and bring some tools from technical planning and technical urbanism and community funding to support these actions. Here in this case of Ilhavo, we are think that the proximity issue is very important in two particular dimensions: the physical dimension, which is very important, but also the relational, because we can be close but not know each other. So it's very important to understand how we can build these two approaches to face and to answer to a more sustainable, healthier, and solidarity model of life. What we do in this civic lab is more or less these five tasks, these five stages. First of all, we map a lot of things. We map community projects, we mapped local authorities, we mapped stakeholders, and we map also the knowledge from the university. So mapping is crucial. Then we meet with local actors and local authorities to explain and to understand what are their expectations with these cases and with this methodology. We then launch a call for projects, organize the participative workshops, and then have a final event to present the outcomes. We have been, and I have here the members from the team, Carolina, Livia, and Gabriela, and we have others, but they are here, so this is part of their work. And we try to map all kind of all types of actors around the topics of the concept of proximity, as you can see here, more or less, energy, mobility, food, circular economy, and neighborhood and proximity. So these are, and solidarity, sorry. So these are the five topics. And also we try to look at our university and try to involve the different departments that are working on these issues. So we are try to match stakeholders, local authorities, and universities. One of the very interesting things when we come to a municipality, or that there are a lot of initiatives already going on. So we are not launching something new. No, we are not beginning policy. We are always trying to match things and to organize and to align them through a common perspective. So this was what we found from Ilhavo, a lot of projects, initiatives with a lot of impact. So they are really, really inspiring. And then we organize a meeting to share and to learn from them, to share the methodology, to know what are they doing, to listen. It's very important to receive feedback, and then to identify potential collaborations. The five topics that we are working on this urban proximity lab is, as I mentioned, these five issues, because they are, as you can see, an alignment of these topics. They bring us to the idea of proximity as an opportunity to change, to make the transition. So we created, it's very important, we create a lot of networks, communication networks in social media, Facebook and Instagram. They were very powerful, reaching the potential collaborators. And then we launched this open call in these five topics. And then we received, so we use the technological platform. People, they just send us an idea, the topic, the contacts, and what are their goals for the initiative. We received 23 projects, 2 in the topic of food, 6 regarding mobility, 1 for energy, 4 for economic, circular economy, and finally 10 projects for neighborhood and solidarity. So we had also 37 participants between the players of the projects and potential collaborators. We have also the team of university that has more or less 15 persons that will support the dialogue. These are the names, so I will not, but this is to see how they were really inspiring to make this. And this week we will begin the workshops, the participatory workshops. I haven't put here the specific methodology, but the first stage is the tree of problems. So how we identify the causes and consequences of the problems behind the projects they presented. Then we are trying to organize and to aggregate some of the ideas in less projects. We are not going to promote 22, eventually 6 or 7, and then we will identify possible experimental actions to make them visible and to show them to the community. So finally, two ideas. First of all, how is important to prepare the space we are going to develop the workshop. We are researching the importance of the houses of participation, the houses where we promote participation. We want to inspire citizens to have a creative and a future thinking approach. So we want them to be involved in the space and to imagine a different life in a different place. So we invited an artist, Bitocas, which is from Agda, and he is helping us to organize the space. We will show you next days the outcomes. This is just a brief image. And finally, the discussion we were having, me and Steban, what happens after pilots? There are three topics for us that are crucial. First of all, the continuation of the projects, the specific project that we launch inside this pilot. Then how the municipality can internalize the ideas, the concepts, the policies that we are testing. And finally, how the municipality can change their approach, involving citizens and communities to make this transition in a better and more with more impact. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, José Carlos Mota. Now we are moving on with Esteban Romero from the University of Granada. Esteban, are you there?
Yes.
Okay.
So let me share my screen. Just 1 second. Okay. Okay. So thank you, Jose. It's always inspiring what you present and what you are doing there, and we always learn very much about your initiatives, and I mean, we will follow closely, what you are doing these weeks. We already did our pilot in Granada. This was an initiative that we did for the first time, that was not so focused on the laboratory concept, where we have all different stakeholders on stage. But here we focus more on the idea of scientific advisory in order to connect, in our case, the two municipalities, the two cities of Ceuta and Melilla, where the University of Granada has campuses with researchers, to connect those municipalities also with the main campus of Granada. Particularly the colleagues from Portugal, that Ceuta and Melilla are in the north part of Africa. So to go there, we need to cross the Mediterranean Sea, and it's always like a very interesting ecosystem. The University of Granada is the only one who has campuses in those cities. So yeah, here you can see on the map where they are located. So the idea of our pilot was to show them the different evidences, scientific results on topics, on challenges that are important for these towns. To do that, we engaged. We had contact with the let's say the management of these two cities, and we asked them what were the main topics, for them. We will show you the topics later, but basically the idea was to set an agenda and to search for projects at the University of Granada, in the campuses of Granada, in our main campus, that could fit with their good match with their expectations. So we did that for, I think it was for a couple of months before summer. Finally, we organized these sessions in the last day of September and the 1st of October. Basically, it was two sessions, two different sessions, 2 days, where we received 12 people from Ceuta and Melilla. They were our guests for this time. During the first day, this was the program. We had an institutional welcome, and we presented the program to all of them. And then we had 3 different sessions. One about economic and social development, socioeconomic model change and sustainability. Another one about public health, and we have another one on a smart city and digital transformation. In the meantime, we did this in one of our technological campus here in Granada. So in the meantime, we also organized some visits, some field visits, so they could see some labs, some projects, some companies also. It was not only scientific results, but in some cases, we included some startups, some spin-offs, some meetings with also people managers at the municipalities of Granada and at the Diputación of Granada. So the idea was not only to do an exchange with the scientific community, but with the, let's say, institutional ecosystem in the city of Granada. So apart from these meetings that were very intense, I think that our researchers only had 7 minutes to present their results. I mean, this was quite a challenge, because as academics, we are always prepare, or we have the expectation of developing, our thoughts, our results, our methodologies. But we told them, no. I mean, what they are interested on, it's on the results and on the possible applications of those results. So it was amazing, because all of our colleagues did this on time. And during the first day, they met more than 30 different researchers. And this means also meeting their research groups and building connections that in a future, I mean, we'll try to generate results. On the second day, we also had a joint session with a national network that was meeting at that time in Granada on circular economy and on sustainability. So this was also very useful, because they had the opportunity to meet people from other cities and also from the ministry. Indeed, one of the first connections we managed for Ceuta and Melilla was that the ministry was interested on having their contacts and including them in these spaces. And also this day we were visiting a center based on crabs. It's a national center that we have in Granada. And we were also addressing topics on public innovation, institutional collaboration. We had also that day a lunch, and basically that was the program. It was 1 day and a half, but it has been one of the most intensive actions. That not only that we are organized, but that we are also attend to. So here you have information. This was, let's say, meeting or connecting three cities, more than 30 researchers participating, and many more that also wanted to participate. And what probably is more important, also people and researchers at the towns of Ceuta and Melilla. But the continuation of this program is to prepare specific sessions on Ceuta and Melilla with the researchers that we already have there. No? So let's say the innovative part of this program at the University of Granada was to bring those managers from these towns to the main campus of Granada, no? Because already they already have good connection with the people at their own campuses, but still it's something that we want to improve. So more than 20 politicians participating, the ones at these two towns, and also the ones participating at the in Granada, no, in institutions in Granada. And basically, no, this was something to highlight. Here you have some pictures. We prepared then a program that it's also very interesting because it's in three different let's say three different documents. No, because the program includes all the presentations that our colleagues did in their 7 minutes. And this is something that they took home, no, in order to read and to have their contacts, no. So here you have some pictures, some sessions we did on public innovation, the visit to the Center of Crafts in Granada. Indeed, I think that when we did our kickoff meeting, we went to this place, some of us at some point. And yeah, so here you have some picture. And also we included a session that afternoon, the afternoon of the first day, that is called Political Talent. This is a program we have at the university where we try to talk about politics, not in a polarized way, no, but more about how is the life of a politician in Ceuta or in Melilla, and about their professional and personal lives, no, in order to make politics more closer to people. No? So also we did this. That is important, no? Because at the end, the contacts and the projects that you do between different towns and places depends on the knowledge you have about them and about, let's say, getting closer, no, with their people. So we did that. You have the challenges, but already they were already mentioned, so that's fine. This is the one of the pictures we took the first day. So this was our health campus in Granada, where it took place. Yes, and here you have another session on digital transformation that we had that afternoon. You have a video.
One, two, what you gonna do? Three, four, give me some more. 5, 6, just forget. So got a lot going down now up in this mix. Nothing that you've ever seen. We do it so naturally. Come on. Can you feel that rhythm underneath the shoes? It's all about style and the way you move. It's like the fire on lock and we're ready to roll. Come show us what you got. Good to go. Right, left, on to the next. Front, we do it like that.
Okay, so here you have a flavor of what happened those days, and also the impact. No, we had mentions in different local newspaper, but also this also bring attention at national level in some meetings that I had. Because of course in Spain the position of Ceuta and Melilla is very important. So these kind of activities, that is getting closer to these cities, in terms of public policies with the university and with other areas are important. So yeah, basically this was our presentation. So let me see, where can I stop sharing screen? Maybe here. Yeah. So I think this is all, Jose.
Thank you so much, Esteban, for your contribution. Now we're moving from Spain to France with the University of France. Nicolas Telafon, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Do you hear me?
Okay, when you want, you can start
Okay, so
presenting
I'm going to
your.
share my screen. Let's, okay. Mm, it's quite okay. Let me start again. I don't know why it's not working. Uh, okay, so do you see my screen?
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes, we can
Okay,
see.
Yes, we
great.
see.
So I'm going to present our piloting projects. So in a nutshell, who are we? So we are a team of three, part of the ENSA PLV University, which is like the National School of Architecture, and I'll be presenting our piloting projects. So I'll be quick. Try to be quick. I'm going to present what we have started to do on WP3 because we have just started to launch our experiments and what are our thoughts and analysis in order to prepare WP4 and 5. So we are trying to think WP3 and WP4 at the same time because we see a strong connection between both. So I'll be presenting WP3, so our piloting, and after the ideas we have on WP4 because it's really linked. WP3. So we have called our experiment analysis and feedback project from three experiments of the program 1000 doctorants pour les territoires. So you're going to tell me what is this program. The aim is to draw experiences from this program, from the scheme, to draw lesson to improve the link between research and territories on the national territory of France. And the aim is to get a better understanding on how to cooperate, how to create innovation between the world of research and the local actors. So you're going to tell me what is 1000 Doctorants pour les Territoires. This is a program the three of us work for that is hosted by NSAPLV, the university. And the aim of this program is to send PhD students to local councils for 3 years. The aim is to empower local authorities with research. So the PhD are going to work on local administration and at the same time doing that research. So this is the triangle you see on my slide. At the top you have the organization here, for example, the local councils. You have the PhDs and you have the university, and the triangle is this cooperation. And we believe that this cooperation and the way research can um, act on local levels is really, really relevant. So that's why we have experimented that with many partners in France. So you can see them. What we do. Okay, so we have three fields of research, three fields we want to carry out, started by December. The first one is analysis and feedback from a thesis that I have just that Angèle has just finished in the Comité de Communes du Clunisois. So we're going to, our thesis is about monitoring and running a program to improve private housing. And so we're going to interview her. The second field is a feedback on the thesis carried out in a small town and supported by our program and another one. And the third field is a feedback, a general feedback on the thesis funded by a national program, which we contributed to develop, which is called Territoire d'engagement. Okay, so I'm just going to show you really quickly what we've done with the second one. So this is really, the thing is, we that was a year ago, so I don't know if you're going to hear, but you're going to see the subtitles.
L'idée, c'est d'apporter de la valeur ajoutée et de changer en fait les habitudes. Ça permet en fait de faire bouger les lignes et dans le bon sens du terme, c'est-à-dire qu'on va se poser des questions qu'on ne se posait pas avant et une méthode de travail qui est différente. Voilà. Aujourd'hui, on est plus sur de la concertation que ce qu'on faisait avant.
So I'm going to say it to you, but the thing is, like, we went to this town where Louise, a PhD student that we worked with, she started to work there 2 years ago, and just before you had the mayor of the town speaking about the experiment. And the experiment we are carrying out nationally is, we believe that putting PhD students in this position create innovation. Okay, going back to my slides. Okay. And the other experiment we are carrying out is a national call for project to finance 10 PhDs on local authorities as well, with a program called ACTE, which is a program on energy efficiency and energy renovation in France. And so we have found our 10 PhDs, and we are having first webinar and a first network warm up this Friday. So the aim of those fields is to create, construction and promotion programs through webinars and as well through many events. So you see a picture of our stands at the National Convention of Territorial Collectivities. The aim is to talk about what we do and to raise awareness as well, because many elected officials, many researchers, many local agents doesn't really know about PhDs, about research, even though sometimes they really want to have research on the territories, but they really don't know how to do that. And our aim is to show good example, best case, great practices, and to try to, raise awareness, basically. The approach is basically, I'm going to be quick here. The approach is we're going to have many interviews with the product managers, with the triangle, basically, with the researcher, with the local authorities, and with the researcher. And we have two research focus. So this is a start. We're just beginning next month at the territory. The first one at the territorial level. The thing is, like, we have an hypothesis, as I told you, that integration of a PhD student is a factor of social innovation. But social innovation is not like a magic bean. It's not self-evident and it's not automatic. What we are interested in is how do you create the innovation and on what that innovation depends on. And we believe it depends on the structuring of a research ecosystem based on cooperation. So how do we do? So how do we facilitate and create those networks? This is what we have tried to do on these past few years, basically, and what we are focusing on Urban Imprint. And so we believe that all these institutions in France and all these national programs and local authorities that want to boost research and link research and territories through PhDs, they want to do it, but they don't know how to do that. And so we need to help them to boost and bolster by identifying keynotes and best practices. The thing is, we think about WP4 as well. So that'd be really interesting at some point to have a discussion on WP4, because I believe and we feel that it's really linked to WP3 for us as well. And the thing is, like the national program we are working with, they really feel the need to have a way to promote and to think how to talk about research, how you can say, okay, so we have made research, for example, and how we talk to people of our research. And so the thing we want to do, we want to have a collaborative and iterative approach, because we don't want to say, okay, we have the solution, because we feel that all these actors, they have the same problems, the same issues. And so we aim to co-construct and test, evaluate this scheme with all our partners. That's it. Thank you for listening to us. Thanks.
Thank you, Nicola, for your contribution. Now we are moving with Austria, with the University of Graz. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Hello.
Okay,
I will
whenever you
just share
want.
my screen.
Thank you.
Can you see it? Nice. Okay. Welcome, everyone. Good morning. My name is Sophie Hohenwarter, and I'm from the University of Austria, and will be presenting our pilots. So we have decided by the beginning of the Urban Imprint project to pursue a multi-level living lab approach, meaning that we are trying to establish or try out formats that are used within living labs in generally on different levels, meaning at the campus in a teaching setting, for example, at the campus within a living lab itself, at the university campus in collaboration with other universities in Austria or other stakeholders such as municipalities. And then on another level at the city of Graz, the city the university is located in, with our contribution of a living lab. So I will be talking about those examples of pilots that are already finished within the project and those that are in process right now. I will be starting off with the teaching at university. So there we have two already finished pilots, where one is actually still ongoing because it's been established already, which is quite nice. So it will be continued further. And I will present you one that is called IP, Interdisziplinares Praktikum, in English, Interdisciplinary Internship. For transdisciplinary research for students. And what we have organized is one of those classes called on Sustainable Food Systems, and another one on Collaborative Mixed E-Mobility, namely a Mobilizing and Sustainable Journey. So these are classes that are happening over the course of one semester or 2 semesters. And therefore the students are interacting with researchers, scientists at the universities, but also actors and stakeholders outside of university. For example, in the class of Sustainable Food Systems, the students were interacting with local entrepreneurs that were owning restaurants or are owning restaurants at the campus itself or in their surroundings to talk about challenges. They were interacting with the dean or with the university authorities that are in charge of providing food, providing housing for restaurants, for example. And so they were talking about challenges and also talking about how can this be transformed. So that's what the students were doing. And it was quite interesting for us because the outcomes were quite nice. For example, after 1 year or 1 year later now, we do actually have a vegan restaurant at campus. And I'm not saying that is the direct outcome of this class, but this class fostered the whole process to getting there. So we will continue with this topic and have maybe also a, because we were talking about funding opportunities at the beginning of this meeting. So we will maybe try to get EU funding for another project on that within the whole framework of Living Labs. But let's see. So this is one example. The other example is something called Sustainability Challenge. It is also a class for students over the course of 2 semesters, where students are working with a challenge-based learning approach with researchers, other stakeholders, entrepreneurs to foster sustainability transitions in various sectors. So usually it's only 5 students, not a whole class, whereas, for example, with the IP, it's up to 25 students. So it's just 5 students from different disciplinaries, but there's 2 researchers that are helping them out, and there's up to a dozen entrepreneurs and other stakeholders that work with them. As I said, challenge-based learning again, meaning you kind of focus on challenges that are real-life challenges, and from there on, you try to find innovative solutions. So I'll be going on to the other level that I was mentioning at the beginning, university collaborations. So what we have organizing, and that is already finished as well, a pilot called City Walks. We have had 3 City Walks this year. And City Walks in general are a participatory format to bring science and practice together to actively explore solutions on climate and sustainability challenges on site. So we were having walks on active mobility, on green-blue infrastructure, and on social ecological transformation. I'll show you some pictures and explain a little bit what it's about. So for us, it's always important to get kind of a multi-perspective on it. So we were involving researchers from our university, but also from other universities of Styria. Then we were involving local authorities from the city of Graz and from municipalities of our surroundings. We were also involving artists, such as you can see in the middle, there's, for example, a marching band, musicians, but also museums and people who are just interested. For example, we have some sort of local guides in our city. We were involving them. We were involving students and a student association, really depending on the topic. And there as well, like you do in Living Labs, you try to start from the beginning with what's the problem, what is needed, where is the really crucial sites in the city on the topic. And from that point onwards, you move forward. And all of these 3 walks were really, really nice. They were fantastic. And what we're really trying to do here is to establish this as a format at the University of Graz. Also kind of get a community of practice together. And so far, I think we are on a good path because people are interested already in this walk. So we have already been asked to do more of them, to bring more people together to actually think outside of the box, for example, in terms of urban planning. Blue-green infrastructure is a topic always. So the city is remodeled actively. But then there are stakeholders and actors that have not been involved yet. And through this type of walks, it could be possible to involve even them. So far, the feedback has been really good. But these are finished for this year. We will continue depending on funding and depending on time resources. So let me get to the next pilot. That is in the nucleus of the university itself. It's a green campus living lab that we are trying to establish since the beginning of the Urban Imprint project. Like you can see, like those in Utrecht, for example, at the university. And it's there to kind of foster transformative cooperative research. So what we had since the beginning was meetings, very intensive meetings with university authorities to get resources such as funding, space, and people who work for us and with us. And recently we've had a workshop with the field of excellence, climate change. That is the collaboration of around 100 researchers of the University of Graz from different fields of expertise on living labs. And that was quite interesting because we do have the opportunity now to negotiate with the rectorate of the University of Graz to actually get resources for establishing a green campus living lab. We will do that in December. So this is an ongoing process. And lastly, I would like to mention another ongoing process for a pilot. It is with the city of Graz. It is called House of the Future, Haus der Zukunft. And it's a collaboration between the University of Graz, me and my colleagues, the Stadtlabor, a laboratory of the city that is already existing since many years, and the Institute for Sustainable Economics and Strateco. So this is a concept right now. It's a place for everyone as a meeting point, as well as a permanent source of inspiration for the social and economic transformation towards climate neutrality and a sustainable future. And there you can see in this little graph on the side what it really is. It's actually a house in the city of Graz with different properties. And there will be, or in our opinion, there is going to be a co-creational space, a sort of living lab where research and real life challenges of the city come together. And recently we've had a workshop on that, which was called Breakfast for the Future. This was happening in October. And it was quite interesting because the outcome now is that instead of having 5 people in a team, we do have almost up to 15 committed members of our team and working packages to really work further on that and to make this happen in the upcoming year. So this is it about the pilots of Graz. I just have one last point, also referring to what we were talking at the beginning, how to go from here. How to kind of go further. And there is the ENOL Open Living Lab Days in 2025. And one idea would be to have a session on the Urban Imprint results. And I'm mentioning this right now because we would have to get together really soon to actually make a proposal and to send it to them. And this is an invitation for all of you. Maybe we could do that together. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sophie, for all this have said. Now we are moving, last but not least, with Giuseppe from Italy. Are you there, Giuseppe? Giuseppe, I know it's connected, but I don't know if they are hearing right now us. I don't know. Okay, maybe they are having. Okay. Hi, Giuseppe. Okay, whenever you want, you can share your pilot presentation.
Sorry, it's me. It's my sorry. I have problems with my audio. Sorry. Okay. I will share my. Thank you very much. I don't know. I have problem. I have the permission to share the. presentation. Sorry.
I think that everyone has permission to share the screen, so
Sorry, because
if you
I'm
must
not.
could do it.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes,
Yes,
work.
Okay. Thank you very much. Sorry, but I was in the same time a colleague that was talking to me. Just because first of all, we are still ongoing the piloting for us because we have the availability of university and also for teachers because just in the end of October, so we will complete our piloting in early December, we hope. So at the moment we are realizing the our workshop in the field with the theme of the sustainability in education. For us, two professors of University of Perugia, Professor Raspadori, Professor Giovanni Cinti are working with us in realizing our focus group and workshop with one apart with students, but also with teachers. The main objective of our workshop is first of all to raise awareness about sustainability and to find new methodologies to include sustainability in curriculum in education, not only secondary education, but also a transversal methodologies also in higher education, and also share experiences and best practice and foster critical thinking and active participation. In all our workshop, teachers and students are involved in study cases and in active participation during this workshop. As first of all, the main objective from the laboratories as environmental awareness, education for responsibility, and transversal interdisciplinary sustainability to try to share this principle in all the field of education, and also to involve actively not only teachers that also they reported in school and in university, but in with students. This is just sorry, just one some photos about one of our seminar. We will finish in I think the first week of December. We have till 4 other workshop to realize. That's it for the moment for from Italy. I don't know if we well interpreted the piloting. So it was also very interesting to hear from you to well understand the realization in the other country. Thank you.
Thank you to Tef for what you have said. Thank everyone before moving on to the next part for the hard work that they've been putting in this project. It's so inspiring how the Urban Imprint project is taking form. I hope that everyone that is watching this right now like what we have exposed. And we are gonna stop recording after the question and suggestion session. So we would like to ask the participants of the project that they stay to take a very quick picture and comment some stuff. And now we are moving on with the question part. Anyone has a question or a suggestion to make about other people's piloting?
Yeah, I have a question regarding as you could evaluate. First of all, well, great work. I enjoyed very much looking at different perspectives of how we are looking at these urban agendas and how the role of university can be quite different from case to case. So I think that's really great. But that's also a challenge because we have to somehow to define, to identify a framework of the types of involvement that university has. So I think we should clarify it because the cases are quite different, and I think that's a good thing. The second is how we evaluate the impact of what we are doing. So how we can, in the end, analyze and evaluate and identify the possible impacts. I was looking at Sophie's presentation. She said in some moment that something happened after what was done. So I think it's not always possible to understand the causality of and how things how the impact of what we are doing is become clear. But I think we should evaluate these two topics. First of all, how the cases show the different perspectives of the role of the university connecting with the local authorities. Second, how are we going to evaluate the impacts or the transformations that what we have done promoted in our communities, in our universities, in the participants? So how we evaluate these in somehow.
Yeah, I think that it's a very important topic, in our opinion. This is something we need to improve because many of the things that happen, many of the impacts we generate are not happening under the, let's say, the focus of our units or our labs. I mean, are happening somewhere else. So, for example, in our case, one thing that already happened and that probably was accelerated by the action we did is that one of the cities, Ceuta, has joined the Foundation of Artificial Intelligence that the University of Granada has. And I just remember that the digital transformation session we had was there. So they visited the place, they realized this is happening, this is a place to be. So I don't know if it's a direct impact or an indirect impact, but I know that there is a connection, no? So yeah, I think it's a challenge. Probably we will need to develop something that somehow is not only focused on how many people attended, but more on qualitative approach, no, and some interviews and other ways. So maybe Jose, is there is no other questions, Manuel? We can just close the recording and then we just discuss on the project.
Okay, thank you. So, as Esteban has said, we are going to stop recording now.
I just wanted to add something, if it's possible.
Yeah.
What you say, Esteban, and what Jose Carlos said. What is really interesting about what you say, Jose Carlos, is that as well the temporal stuff is like how these projects are going to last or not. So it's not about as well not only the number of participants, but how the quality of the interactions of the network that is created. And is this network going to work? Is this network to be, I don't know, to exist by itself or not? This is for us. This is the main question. How do we have local agents, the universities, researchers starting to have interactions and way of working together and to speak together to have the same language without us? And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, but I think it's interesting to note what you say, Esteban. Whenever we have those new links, and maybe to try to have a kind of like a temporal approach as well. So how these links can endure or not in time.
Mm. Yeah. For sure, I also think that there is a facilitation process that happen after this kind of process, and probably we'll need to be to pay attention to, I mean, to let them know how they can use the knowledge they got and the impetus they got, after the labs or the actions. Probably here is difficult because that's requiring time, and also from an organizer point of view, once you finish your action, it's like saying, okay, now I can rest a bit, and then it's like, if you think rational is not, I mean, this is when everything starts, no, but yeah, no, yeah, that's quite of a challenge, I think.
Yeah, but I think it's important because the different types of approaches that we have identified, they are first of all, they have different goals. We are trying to do different things, and I think we should clarify where our role is to bring knowledge. In other ways, is to bring people together. In other cases, is to transform reality using knowledge. So I think it's it's important to have this to clarify the roles, and then as Nicholas was also suggesting that in what way we had the contribution of this kind of projects has been speeding up transformations that were already beginning in some cases. In other cases, had tried to open new fronts, new areas, new perspectives. So I think to evaluate in a more qualitative way, as Esteban has suggested, but I think we should try to map that in our different cases, in our different pilots, what were the role and the goals of the university, and in what way, what kind of possible transformations or impacts or challenges has our contribution made it clear, or accelerated, or in other cases the difficulties that we faced. Because to share with you, in the beginning we didn't have any municipality willing to work with us. So we are facing this huge challenge of the urban transition or the climate transition. They didn't want to collaborate because they are not well, they don't care about this. They are afraid of this kind of new approach, new methodology. So we are also facing a lot of challenges and difficulties around the involvement of different stakeholders. So I think we should also put this in some of the outcomes or the results and the conclusions of what we are doing.
Okay, if there is no more question, I think we can now finish recording. Sandra is gonna stop Video call record.
Yes.
Once.
Yes. Okay.
Hmm?